Oh, make that about 14 students trying and 1 student failing. The lovers return. I step through the door and realize that Hanako is firmly pressed against my back, hiding herself from the class. They really think y'all are dating now. For sure, for sure. Hello. Welcome back to Katawa Shoujo. I'm gonna be honest, after the ending to that festival and it said I was only in Act 1, I wanted to quit. I thought I was done with the game, I'm not gonna lie, but I wanted to keep going. I wanted to know what would happen with Hanako's storyline. Obviously, there's some changes I gotta do with the pacing. I think I gotta go 3 days per episode, maybe. I don't want to jinx myself. I could go 2 days, I'm not gonna lie, and I'll be happy, but I'm ready. What I'm gonna do now is every major choice I pick, I won't go back because that just wastes time. And I'm trying to be efficient, trying to get this done efficiently. Oh yeah. No. Good. Sorry. There's that Hanako thing. And here we go. Back at it again, like I never left. My alarm blares into my ears, only to be swiftly silenced by my fist. Oh, that's what we heard. Another day, Hisao. Oh, I remember his name. Okay, so Hisao, Hanako, Lily, Shizune, Misha, Rin, Emi. I'm good. Oh, what's the other guy's name? Kenji. I'm good. I'm chilling. My body switches into auto mode, carrying my subconscious self out of bed and into my uniform. As always, my bottles of pills sit on my desk patiently, waiting for me to take them and pick out my daily dosage of medicine. 17 pills a day? Damn! God. Here we go. Where is Shizune and Misha? I have not seen them in like 5 days, bro. If I know it, I'm opening the door to class 3-3. Glad to see I'm not the only one who seems to be a little hungover from festival week. Every face in the classroom looks gaunt. With the festival now over, it's as if everyone's life dreams have been achieved. School's not over, y'all. Y'all got tests and stuff. With nothing left to live for, the students have relied on instincts alone to guide them to class. Or maybe I'm just reading too much into it. I slowly make my way to my seat. It's only then that I realize why the room is so peaceful. The seats beside mine are blissfully empty. The world's loudest interpreter for the deaf has yet to arrive. Oh, thought she went off somewhere. Scared me, bro. Oh, shit! Piece of shit. That actually scared me. Just as I am about to sit down, the door flies open, revealing a resplendent Misha. Drills bobbing from the dramatic entrance and arms stretched towards the sky. I miss Misha. Yahoo! It's all over. It would appear that not everyone is affected by the post-festival depression. She looks really happy. The rest of the class glare at her, obviously thinking the same thing I am. She's a psychopath. Misha, still frozen in the doorway with her arms still in the air, nervously looks around. It's obvious that she senses the foul mood, but can't work out exactly what to do. Suddenly, she jerks forward. Hey! Shizune! Bro, it's been a while. As she stumbles into the classroom, she reveals Shizune, arms still extended from where she shoved Misha. Oh, she was the one that shoved Misha? I didn't know she was so playful. Thanks for the entertainment, but shouldn't you two take your seats? Still slightly embarrassed, Misha takes a few seconds to realize that she has to translate. Oh yeah, Shi-chan says she's not happy with you ditching us last week. Y'all left me. I did not ditch y'all. Y'all left me. We were really busy. Is that so? What about the stuff I already did for you two? She says that that only counts for council members. Since you declined, she doesn't owe you anything. Damn. Misha leans closer and whispers conspiracy to me into my ear. Couldn't read that word, my bad. Actually, I think she's just a little sore that you didn't spend the day with her. Aww. She's really thankful for your work last week though. Sensing that she is being talked about, Shizune lightly wraps her fingers on her desk until Misha turns around to face her. Whoa, there's a lot of movements. I can't understand any of the fast-paced signing that's going on. From Shizune's slightly embarrassed expression and Misha's poorly contained laughter, I can guess. Wait, what music is this? Okabi. While this exchange is happening, the door opens once again. but this time at a much more reasonable pace. Either Hanako or the teacher. Hey, I knew it. Hanako quietly enters the room and pulls the door closed behind her. Peering out from under her hair, she quickly scans the classroom. Hey, it's me! You remember me? We hang out at the fireworks thing. Her eyes meet, and she suddenly stiffens. She closes her eyes, takes a deep breath, and then walks over to my desk. Good morning, Isao. Yes. Morning, Hanako. You're a little late, aren't you? I was talking to Lily. Oh! Uh-oh. Zuna is right there. Are you okay with name dropping her? About today. I see you've got her list then. We can leave straight after class in that case. Sure. I'm looking forward to it. Oh yeah, we're going shopping. I remember. Hanako briefly flashes her embarrassed smile at me, then hurries off to her seat. During class, it becomes apparent that it's not only the students that are a little despondent after the festival. Mito simply gives us a list of exercises from the textbook and then sits behind his desk. So it's a slack-off period. Gotcha! Totally forget about the brief lunch period for a moment, such as the banality. Damn, bro, such big words. Fuck. Such as the banality of the day. It's mind-numbing, and everyone seems surprised when the bells signal the end of the lessons. Wow, lunchtime? As I am packing up my bag, Shizune, Misha flank and entrap me. GG's. They gonna steal me, take my booty, bro. Say, Hichan, it's still not too late to join up. There's a lot of post-festival paperwork for us to complete. No thank you. No thank you. Sorry, Misha. I've got plans. I gotta go with the homegirl Hanako. So sensing the cue, Hanako appears behind me, holding a small bag and trying to avoid eye contact with the outside world. Misha's eyes open wide as she bursts into laughter. Bwahaha! You move fast, don't you, Hichan? We won't disturb your date any further. Bwahaha! Misha, you're so funny. Behind the roaring Misha, I see Shizune taking far too little interest in the scene. I might be taking this the wrong way, but I think she's deliberately ignoring me. She's so cold. Oh, why so close? I feel a gentle tug on my shirt and turn to see Hanako's eyes fixed firmly on the floor. Let's go. Got ya. Shizune, Misha, I'll see you later. And I'm still not interested in the council. Spoil sport. What the fuck that mean? Misha and Shizune retreat into the hallway, happily signing to each other. Got all your stuff? Let's head off. Hey, let's go. Floods of students pour out of the school gates and onto the road into town. It's not just us? Nice. It's a little weird. It's almost a scene from any other high school, but the illusion fades because of the occasional wheelchair or missing limb. Yamaka, School of the Broken. I think that should be the name. One thing I do notice is that nobody is alone. They always have someone with them. As Hanako and I pass through the gates, I notice that she closes the distance between us. Not enough to be considered close, but she certainly isn't at her usual just a little far position. I guess we're not familiar enough for her to get as close as she does with Lily. However, even though she has moved a little closer to me physically, mentally she seems to have traveled a mile. That festival really got us close. Her hands clutch around the leather straps of her bag to the point of whitening her knuckles, her head down and her mouth pursed closed. She almost looks like she's being walked to the principal's office for the first time. You poor little thing. Try to stifle a giggle at the thought, but it is futile. What's the matter? I guess there's no point in hiding it. Sorry, for a second there it looked like you were getting in trouble. Whoa, I've never seen her like this before. What do you mean? I think you need to relax a little. We're not going too far, and it's only students around, right? Right. Bothers me a little to see Hanako so worked up. And you do this every week, don't you? Yes, with Lily. Of course, with Lily. I wonder has she ever left the school without her? It doesn't seem like much at first glance, but Hanako's dependence on Lily is absurdly heavy. If she can't even handle leaving the school without her, How would she have managed to survive if the two had never met? Would she have found someone else to latch onto? And what drew her to Lily? Was it her lack of eyesight? Or was Lily just kind enough to lend a hand? How did they meet? We'll find out, I guess. Maybe. Wonder if anyone would have fit the bill. Well, I'm here. Besides, we're not going far. It'll be over before you know it. Hanako's knuckles slowly regained their color as she tries to hide a small smile. But the effort of that seems to prevent further conversation. We travel side by side down the winding road towards the town. The crowd of students thins as we continue along the sidewalk. Faster students rush ahead, and the less mobile ones fall behind, rarefying the crowd into nothingness. Well, back to 7-Eleven. By the time we reach the convenience store, we are practically alone. ISO. Using me as a shield between herself and the attendant, Hanako moves through the narrow aisles, adding an assortment of items to her basket. Bread, milk, tea, wine? What kind of convenience store sells herbs? Then again, nothing about this town seems normal, which may not be such a bad thing in retrospect. Everything is so different and uncomfortable. Dwelling on such matters isn't really an option. When I think about that, it reminds me of Hanako. No matter how much you try, you can't escape her scars. They still interrupt my train of thought when I see them. As much as I don't want to admit it to myself, I think I'm forcing myself to try to ignore them. Not that I am a scar-free myself, the jagged line down my sternum will never completely fade away. Oh yeah. Damn! I just had the luxury of being able to hide it easily. And in a way, both of our scars remind that we're all in this place for a reason. True. I really like this soundtrack right here. What's it called? Air guitar. I like it. Hanako throws one last item into her basket, then sheepishly holds it out to me, along with a few banknotes. Could you please? It takes me a second to understand what she's trying to say. Oh, you want me to pay for this? You motherfucker. I'm broke too! She nods but doesn't look up. I guess this task falls to Lily on the usual occasions. Sure, let me just grab a couple of things. I hastily grab a few essential items for myself and head for the counter with Hanako and closed toe. The attendant gives an indifferent nod as he scans in the items. I suppose just ignoring us is one way to deal with the anomalies of Yamaka. They must get a lot of students here, being the closest store to the school. The staff must all have their own way of dealing with us. Maybe they don't. Maybe it's only me who thinks twice about my unique schoolmates. True, maybe. Whoa. Our transaction complete. Hanako and I head back out onto the street. The road is pretty much abandoned now. The students that were heading out have already left. And nobody has started returning just yet. And with only the school ahead on the road, there doesn't seem to be anyone else around. The emptiness certainly reflects on Hanako, her arms by her sides, each carrying a bag. Her head no longer bowed and back to the upright position. Nice. It's almost as if she were enjoying this walk. So, why all these weird things? Mixed spice? Why would you need that in school? I sometimes like to make food. Well, yeah, so do I, but spices? That's a little more advanced, don't you think? Not really. Well, I think it's cool. You have to teach me one day. Sure. He doesn't seem all that sure, but pushing the point doesn't seem all that wise. At the very least, she seems a great deal happier than she did on the walk down here. That alone makes me a little happier. Hey, one step at a time, Hanako. And you're doing well. Inside the girls' dorm, Hanako and I sort out the grocery bags with our respective purchases. In comparison, my things look positively plain. I tell you, you're putting me to shame here. No, I'm not. I'm only joking. I have a stack of homework that I skipped last week, so I must leave now. You'll be alright getting that to your room? Yeah. Sure? Okay then. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. We part ways, and I return to my room. Piles of papers sit upon my desk, begging to be completed. The entire ruckus of the last week I barely had any time to catch up. Tried to keep up with my studies while I was in the hospital, but some of this stuff I've never seen before. Even back in my old school. Damn, they're making you learn new things, new and hard things. Pause. Totally unprepared. I popped the top on a can of drink and get to work. Day one complete. Wow, that was quick. That was quick. Here we go. Good pacing. Good pacing. Good pacing. Days are really starting to heat up. This morning, I awoke covered in sweat. I've had that before. Very uncomfortable, I'm not gonna lie. By the time the students' bodies starts leaving their dorms for breakfast and morning duties, the sun has taken full effect. Oddly, it puts me in high spirits. It's not even 8 yet. I feel that this day is going to be one of those pleasant, tranquil, warm ones. If I weren't at a school that considered every absence from class as a sign of life-threatening situation, I'd consider skipping the whole day and just relaxing in the school gardens. Yes, today will be a genuinely lazy day. For a second, I stopped mid-stretch and considered nurse warnings about exercise. Maybe I should have kept up those morning jogs. You stopped? Running with someone like Emmy might have been a little testing, but if I worked at my own pace, who am I kidding? I couldn't stick to something like that without some kind of motivation. It's not like I sit around all day. The walk to and from the convenience store counts as exercise, right? Technically. Especially the walk back up the hill. Yeah, it's no big deal. Compared to months lying in the hospital bed, I'm getting plenty exercise. It seems that I'm not alone in my appreciation of the day. Nearly every member of the class is glancing through the window and into the tantalizing sky. Even the steadfast Shizune seems to lack her usual vigor for schoolwork. Misha, as brazen as ever, has even unbuttoned the top buttons of her shirt and is fanning herself with a notebook. Is that hot? I must have been staring, as she's now sticking her tongue out at me. That's such a Misha thing to do. However, she shows no signs of halting her efforts, or is she trying to hide the fact? Damn, lunch already? Lunch bell seems to catch everyone by surprise, and the class empties at a much slower pace than usual. The heat seems to be draining the need to rush from everyone. Well, almost everyone. Hey Sal? Hey there, Hanako. What can I do for you today? Hanako already has a lunch bag in hand. I don't have to be a detective to work out where this is going. Would you like to have lunch with us again? Sure! I brought enough for everyone. Awesome. You don't have to be so stiff about it, though. Right. I take it we're going to the tea room? Please. Lady said she'll meet us in there. So we should go ahead together. I don't know. She wasn't this assertive before. Damn, bro. Sounds like a plan. This heat has made me pretty hungry. Hanako breathes a sigh of relief, and I gather my things together. As usual, the aura of the tea room is refreshing, feeling isolated from the rest of the world. Then again, the usual din of the school seems to be a bit subdued, most likely from laziness promoted by heat exhaustion. Hanako slowly spreads her food on the table, intently focusing on every little movement, as if she's trying to keep her mind off other thoughts. It's not much, but I can tell from her demeanor that she has prepared everything with utmost care. I guess Lily isn't here yet. Should we start without her? She'll be here soon. Hanako struggles with the lid of the container of the rice. Give it here. I gotcha. Here, let me help with that. I take the container from Hanako's hands and try to force open the lid. Try as I might, it seems wedged shut. Let me guess, did you put this in while the rice was still hot? Yes, I was in a rush. I put the container on the table between us. I thought so. It looks like this is wedged shut. We'll need some hot water to get it open, but that could be a pain in here. We get water everywhere. Well, in that case, how about I contribute to today's meal? Damn, bro, she tall as hell. At the door, Lily smiles when holding up a bag stocked with various buns and bread rolls. I can't help but do the same. Since you two had a change of plans because of me, I thought I would bring a little something. Thanks, Lily. Here, let me get that for you. With little guidance, Lily's bread assortment joins Hanuko's riceless platter. I hastily make some tea to complete the picture. Well, I'm looking forward to this. As I take a bite, I notice Hanako trying her hardest to not look like she's looking at me. Ooh, it's nothing special. But then again, I can't really complain. I'm pretty lazy when it comes to cooking for myself. Not bad. I guess this is made with the stuff you bought yesterday? Yes. Hanako's eyes shout at me, begging for some kind of feedback. Well, it was clearly worth it. Thanks, Hanako. I wanted to show you this after yesterday. It's okay. I was just a little surprised at the stuff you were buying. Hanako's always like to experiment when it comes to food. I think it's good. Most of the time. While Lily's smile doesn't waver, the slight change in her tone tells me that things have not gone so well in the past. Oh no. It's not like Hanako's many people to sample her cooking. Hang on. Was Lily waiting for me to go first? She didn't start eating until after I said it was alright? Damn. You're the ringleader? You're the leader of this group? No. Her cheeky grin tells me that this was a deliberate action on her part. I'll have to try and work out how to get one over her in the future to make up for this. Well, it's good. That's all that counts, right? Right. Lily, satisfied in not being the first to sample Hanako's creation, begins to consume the food in front of her. I find myself staring as I watch her chopsticks gently touch the plate, their tips delicately poking and tracing to quickly ascertain the positions of the food as she dexterously picks it up. These are big words, bro. I'm keeping it being. One might think she were a child playing with her food, if not for the situation. Though she does it with such care and thoughtlessness, it's obvious this is simply how she eats this kind of meal. Not wanting to miss out, I start filling up myself. Hanako takes a different approach, waiting until Lily and I have our hands clear before quickly snatching up her share. Aww, you cute little thing. Before long, the containers are empty, save for the still shut rice container. Damn, it's still shut? Thank you, Hanako. That was filling. And now, thank you for the bread. Yes, it would have been a disaster if not for that. You're both welcome. But now, I must be getting back. It's far too easy to be late after eating here. Yeah, I see what you mean. I think we'll just clean up here and then head off. Well then, good day. Lily leaves, cane tapping away down the quiet hallway. Hanako and I... Damn, ISO again? Hanako and I quickly pack our things and stay seated, waiting for the bell. Over the sky, together we stare out the window and into the endless azure sky. If it weren't for the pealing of the bells, I would have sworn that time had stopped. A vicious grip fast rises in my gut. I should have glanced at Hanako, who shows no signs of moving either. Not just yet. The interval between the morning bells and the end of lunch bells passes in a blink of an eye. We really should go. People will freak out and start a search party if we skip. Hanako sighs. You're right. Slowly, she rises to her feet, and I follow suit. Silently, we make our way up the old stairs to the third floor, and then to our classroom. At the door, I take point and open the door ahead of Hanako, bowing my head down in apology in advance. I'm sorry we're late, teacher. I am greeted not by stern words, nor by an angered instruction to take my seat, but simply by the silence created by 15 or so students trying not to laugh. Huh? Why are you laughing at me? Muto, ever tardy, has yet to arrive. Oh, he's not even here, that's why. However, the fact that Hanako and I have arrived together is blatantly obvious. Shit! They don't think we're dating. And where'd you come from? Make that about 14 students trying and 1 student failing. You couldn't hold your laugh? You really couldn't hold your laugh? The lovers return. Yeah, thanks. You can calm down now. They think we're dating. They're teasing us. Hanako, we have to fight back. Actually, no. They gonna really think we're dating. I step through the door and realize that Hanako is firmly pressed against my back, hiding herself in the class. They really think y'all are dating now. For sure. See? But that's just my friend though. The steps coming close to my desk. She eventually breaks from me and stiffly walks to her own. Her efforts to mentally block everyone's pressures from her mind are written fairly clearly on her face. She's trying her best to avoid attention. Quickly checking the door for any signs of the teacher's arrival. I make a trip to Hanako's desk and whisper in her ear, "Why would you do that? They go really think y'all are dating." Don't worry about Misha. She's always like this. I enjoyed myself today. Don't sweat it, okay? Misha's gonna say something. Oh, these two are dating! Hanako nods her head behind her folded arms, but still doesn't show her face. Oh, there he is. I yearn to stay and console her more. Mito picks this exact moment to enter the class halfway through his lecture, as if he started it in the hallway. What? What type of... So he started his lecture outside the classroom? What kind of teacher are you? Which, of course, is directly proportional to the charge, but inversely proportionally to the square of the distance. Shut up, bro, stop it. He's so engrossed in his speech that he doesn't even notice me sneaking back into my seat from Hanako's desk. While Mito's spiel rambles on, Misha leans over to me. GG's. She gonna tease me, she gonna laugh at me, bro. The teacher may not have noticed your tardiness, but I did. That much is obvious from the show you just put on. I've been instructed to let you off the hook for today, but only on one condition. What? Oh, and what would that be? You have to help us this afternoon. Fuck! I don't want to help y'all. Actually, I need to catch up on y'all, actually. Fine, I'll help you. I miss you two both. I crane my neck to look over Misha's shoulder. Shizune is conveniently not making eye contact with me. She's jealous. Well, gotta be. Fine, just for today. And I miss y'all. I've already told you I'm not joining the council, remember? Of course! Doing so could be considered... She looks down on her notebook, obviously looking for her place in her script. Man, I like Misha. Misha funny. Under duress and hence would be against regulations. Good save. How very strange of you to be considerate of the regulations now. Things should be done by the book. It's just that the book hasn't been written for every situation, so there are times when it can be ignored. Yet, you two wonder why no one else wants to be in the student council. After poking her tongue out at me, Misha returns to her workbook. We battle our way through the latter half of the school day. Damn, bro! They just, without hesitation, just... They really wanted my help, bro. Like, they just came out of nowhere. They were really waiting for that bell to end. Before I can even stand up, Misha and Shizune have placed their hands on both my shoulders. GG's. Hey, I said I'll help out. Damn. This is just insurance, Hisao. Insurance. Man, I missed it. Oh my gosh. Bro, I haven't heard this music in a while. Oh, that's why. It's called the student council. Uh-oh. Sorry, Hanako. I promised them I'll help them, so... Yeah. Hisao? Hanako timidly tries to leave the room by circling around us, and I suddenly realize that this might be my one chance to escape. Oh, hey, Hanako, what's up? Uh-oh. She's doing it mad. Uh-oh. Hey, what makes you think you've got time to chat? Oh, relax. This won't take long. Sorry, Hanako. You were saying? I was going to the library and I thought... Don't give me a big choice. You better not. Hanako's thumbs dance around each other and her eyes flit around the room, looking everywhere but at us. Sorry, Hanako, but Hisao has to come with us. He's got work to do. Look at that smile, bro. Oh, but you can help too if you'd like. Hold on. This is why Misha's one of my favorite characters. She just brought her in. That's not a bad idea. Hanako, help me, please. Oh, but you can help too if you'd like. So how about it, Hisao? I've done enough work for the student council already. Nah, I'ma do this one. I actually missed these two and this theme song, so I'm gonna pick this. I'm there for both of them, but sometimes Shizune be power tripping. But if Misha wasn't there, I would have picked this. But Misha's just fun to be around. What do you think, Hanako? Let's work together with them. What do you say, Hanako? If we all help, it shouldn't take long at all. Hanako's fidgeting answers my question before she can even find the words. I really need to go. Damn it. Well, that was to be expected. Looks like it's just me and the council girls again. Well, I tried. She's not there yet, but she's there with me. Or peace out. One day she'll open up and she can be friends with anyone. It's easier to resign myself to another afternoon's work in a small council office. I'll catch up with you later, okay? Okay. I do miss these two, bro. Right! Now that the farewells are over, it's work time. Okay. It's sending me to work right away. Misha and Shizune frog marched me to the student council office, never once letting go of my shoulders. I feel a little bad for ditching Hanako like this, but if this is the price of getting Misha off her back, so be it. So then, what are we up to today? Damn, I have not seen this classroom in forever, since the first episode. Debrief. Huh? Isn't that supposed to happen after something? Yep, you have to collate all of the information from the festival so that Shi-chan can debrief the teachers. Shit! All of the every stalls or every projects from every classroom? Shizune drops a large pile of paperwork on the desk in front of me and smells succinctly. Damn, bro. Big out word. You need to sort those out into two piles. GG's. One for financial stuff like receipts, one for feedback, one for positive feedback, maybe one for things that look like they could be problems next year, one for problems that probably won't be able to be. Damn, bro. That's a few more than 2 piles. Huh? Alright. Yeah, I thought it'd be only 2 piles. My bad. Misha! Right? While I'm doing this, what would you two be doing? Well, we missed lunch because we were collecting all of these reports, so we're going to go get some food. You piece of shits. You motherfuckers. They gonna leave me while I sort out their papers? Why didn't you just sort them out while you were collecting them? Thankfully, my self-defense mechanism kicks in and prevents me from opening my mouth and further worsening my situation. Facts. Eh? How is that fair? What you mean? Fair for me? I was fretting over the unfair distribution of work so much that I didn't notice that Shizune had kept on signing. Even for Misha's outburst, I probably wouldn't have noticed at all. Damn. Oh, Shizune seems to be delivering a fairly long string of commands to Misha, and none of them look pleasant. GG's, bro, she's power tripping again. Oh. Reaching a conclusion, Misha signs briefly back to Shizune and then sits down at the desk next to me. You're stupid at working with me. No lunch for you. I knew it. Shizune waves to the both of us before disappearing out the door. What was all that about? Shizune was worried that you get it all wrong unless you were supervised. And since she can't tell you how you are messing things up, she's making me stay. Aw, bummer. I wanted to go with Shi-chan. Not today. You're helping me with this. You brought me into this. She's going to bring us back some food. Oh, it's not so bad. How good is that? Misha's flippancy is out of this world. From down in the dumps to on top of the world over some calories. It's hard to imagine how anyone could cooperate at that level. Well, it could have been worse. It really could have. It would have left me here, let me done all the work. So, what are we supposed to be doing? Collation. I gathered that. Well, let's just start making piles. We'll work out what the piles mean later. Okay? Right. We start to separate all the papers into increasingly complex piles. Our first is just simple categories: financial, feedback, incident reports. Then they split apart into the good and bad reports. further still until it starts to look like we've just thrown the papers onto the desk. This is hopeless. Huh? Why? We're doing what we were told, right? Yes, but it looks like we're just making a mess. She looks like a small little lost girl when she's sitting down. No, I think we've got a lot done. Shi-chan will be able to work out the rest from here. So I think we can stop about here then. It's almost as if Misha's common sense left the room with Shizune. So there's no point in arguing. Anyway, what's the deal with you and Hanako? I knew you were gonna ask that. That's just my friend. That's my friend though. Deal? You were hanging out with her today, weren't you? Have there been any fireworks? Any gossips that you're withholding from me? Nothing's happening. She's just my friend. If I told you about my own circumstances, it wouldn't be gossip, would it? I guess not. We're just friends, I guess. There you go. Why are you so interested? I thought you and Shizune didn't like her. It's not really like that. You know, Shi-chan and Lily don't get along well. That doesn't mean you shouldn't get along well with Hanako as well. Since you can't really get Hanako away from Lily, we don't talk to her much. But that doesn't mean that I can't be concerned for her. Concerned? About me? What is there to be concerned about? Well, she never hangs out with anyone else, right? It's no good, Hee-chan. If Shizune and Lily dislike each other because their personalities are different, then I hate to think how Misha and Hanako would get along. Y'all will get along well, in my opinion. I mean, in one way or the other, we're all in the same boat here, right? Well, I guess. This one time, when she left class halfway through, Shi-chan went to the teacher and asked what was going to be done about it. He said that every student here has special needs and that Shi-chan shouldn't worry herself about it. She's so stingy. Hanako never does any group work. She just runs off. Isn't that enough to be concerned about? I guess. Yes, you're right. She still hardly says a word when we're talking. Well, that's more than I have to be able to do. Shi-chan and I both tried when she started, but she got scared and ran off. I considered telling Misha that exactly the same thing happened with me, but he seems caught up in thought. Listening to Misha without Shizune's influence is interesting. I think she needs to realize that people here don't care what she looks like, and that she can trust us. There you go, Misha. Go make friends with Hanako. And after that, make Lily and Shizune become friends. Ooh, there's the plot. If she could, I'd feel a lot better about her. I think this is the longest I have watched Misha without seeing her sign. When she's with Shizune, she's constantly waving her hands about, explaining the world to Shizune. That amount of effort probably places a strain even on an agile mind. Let's face it, Misha isn't the world's brightest spark.
Oh my god.
Damn. Well, keep an eye on her for you. But you should probably apologize for earlier. I don't think Hanako is cut out for that kind of joke. Oh yeah. Oh, didn't even notice. Sorry. Don't say it to me, just mention it to her. Alright. First thing tomorrow, I'll speak to her. Here we go. That's good. That's good. That's good. Reconciling things? No. This is the start of a friendship, in my opinion. I think they'll be friends after this. If Hanako opens up to Misha, GG's. They're gonna be friends. Good. What the A cacophony from the door heralds the return of Shizune. Guess you can't really tell how much noise she is making. She is deaf. I forgot she's deaf. Oh, Shi-chan. You're back. Shizune appears completely laden with goods. Laden or laden? Laden with goods from the convenience store. Damn, she walked that far? Down the hill? Damn. There was some surplus left from the festival. Since this is official festival business, I splurged a little. Damn, she splurged? Nice idea, Shi-chan. 10 points. Is that really allowed? Probably not. Well, judging by that face, I should mind my own business. If someone who refuses to join us, you seem to take an unhealthy interest in the politics of this council. To punish your insolence by rationing your portions for the feast. Hey, no, I'm hungry. Fine, I get it. Misha slides the multiple stacks of paper to one side to make room for the avalanche of food Shizune is spreading out. As I watch my hard yet misdirected work become wasted, I realize that it's little wonder why these two need help. The convenience store meal isn't overly tasty, but at the very least, it's filling. Thanks for helping today. Most of the time, we just make up the reports for the staff. This year, we can at least make up some irrelevant headings for the debrief. Are you sure this isn't a corrupt organization? Not at all, not at all. We're by the book. It's not our fault if the book isn't specific, though. I thought that was the definition of corruption. You think too much. You know what? You're probably right. Anyway, I must be off. That is, if I'm allowed to leave. Please let me leave. Your work has been deemed sufficient. You may leave. Well, thank you. You know, if you stress the free meal side of things over the endless workload side, you probably end up with more recruits. That's true. You might just have a point. Well, think about it. And think about what we talked about. You don't have to tell that to Shizune if you don't want. Hanako, right? What? Oh, right. I'll try to see her tomorrow. Good night, Hichan. Night, Misha. Shizune. Damn, I'm making progress. This is good pacing, bro. This is my best pacing out of every. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Bro, I'm psychotic, bro, or something. Here we go, the third day. The last day for the video, bro. I zoomed through these. There was only one major choice in this episode, though, so far. Chirping birds. Normally, this would be a good time to reflect upon the beauty of nature. But it is 6 a.m. Oh! Cover my head with the pillow. Slam my face into the mattress, hoping that the impact will send me instantly back to sleep. But yet another heartbreak incident. Futile. I toss and turn, but sleep simply won't return to me. Alright, nature, you've won. See? I'm getting up now. The lack of sleep weighs my mind down. There's only one remedy of this, a nice, hearty breakfast. And probably running. Run with Emmy. You might as well. It'll be nice to be the first person here. Be the first to dig into a piping hot pile of food, to sit wherever I desire. Would have been nice. Even my exceptionally early start has put me behind the most diligent students. Damn! I guess there's quite a few people that have early starts here, for one reason or another. A group of students in sports clothes huddle around one table, eagerly discussing game plans in between inhaling great gulps of food. Scattered around the hall are a number of bleary-eyed students probably suffering from the same ailment as myself. Noisy birds. I haven't seen Kenji in 3-4 days. How's he doing? And of course, there are the people that actually enjoy getting up this early. The ones with their bags stuffed with textbooks and completed homework. It's hard not to despise people like that, even more so when you're tired yourself. Hanging out a familiar face from the thin crowd, I head towards the nearest table. Ooh, Lily sits alone, delicately feeling her way around a small plate of eggs with her fork. It's almost a shame to interrupt her and her clockwork movements. I wonder, is this how a blind person zones out, simply moving in predetermined patterns learned over the years, just like how a sighted person would eat while reading a newspaper. Good morning, Lily. I didn't expect you to be here this early. Oh, Hisao, you startled me. I didn't know you took breakfast this early. It was by accident. I don't. This is an exception to the rule. I greatly prefer to be late to school than early to breakfast. Lily gives a small sigh at my admitted tardiness as I begin eating my food. What y'all eating? Sausage and eggs? It doesn't take long for her to lapse back into her previous mindless nibbling. Each short motion lacks energy. I suppose this is similar to letting your eyes wander while performing any ordinary chore. But after a few repetitions of the find food/eat food cycle, Lily puts down her fork and dabs her lips with a napkin. Hisao, do you mind mind if I ask you a question? Uh-oh. Damn. All I want is a little food and about 4 hours of sleep, and nobody says, can I ask you a question or a simple question? That is true. What are you about to ask? Sure. Do you think of Hanako as a friend? Yes? But it seems like a leading question. I guess so. Why do you ask? No real reason. I do have another question though. Why is it that you think of her as a friend? This is well above my level. What is she expecting from me? I'm not really sure. I guess it's because she's a little different in the way she deals with people. She piqued his curiosity. Also, this song right here, we haven't heard this since the beginning of the game. I'm not gonna lie, with the Iwanako. Damn, I still remember her name. That's tough. Since I've known her, she hasn't really connected with anyone. Not even yourself? She doesn't seem interested in other people. And I think people are a little scared off by her appearance. Really? I thought that kind of thing was, well, discouraged here. Discriminating and such. If I were to put it one way, she furrows her brow in thought, a move which makes me slightly anxious as to what she's plucking from her mind. I'd say that you're a little naive. Huh? Naive? I'd be insulted if not for the slightly cynical grin on her face. I see. While Yamaka has a strong sense of community compared to other schools, it's far from being free of conflict. Rules cannot remove human nature. After all, only suppress it. That's something I've noticed actually. Just little things like how certain people in cliques avoid each other in the hallways. It's no different than my old school, really. Even Lily and Shizune could be considered bitter rivals, even though they both seem like fairly accepting people. Yeah! Well, at least Misha tinted Shizune does. Who knows what actually goes on with her fingers and behind her glasses. Damn. That's true. I guess you're right. When I first came here, everything was a bit of a shock. I kept on making mistakes, or at least thinking I was making mistakes. Like when we first met, I said, I see to you. Damn. I didn't know if that was considered rude or anything, so I tried to just put it in the back of my mind, treating people any differently, and that kind of thing. So I didn't. I told myself that Hanako and you and everyone else was just normal, and I tried to ignore the obvious. Yeah, I kind of like, when I was playing this game, I kind of keep forgetting that they have disabilities. I'm gonna keep it a bean. I thought they were just normal people. They are though. They are. I talked to Hanako as if she were any other person, and so we became friends. At least that's how I think it happened. And you know, I feel guilty just from saying something like that aloud, as if it took extra effort to think of Hanako, or you, or anyone here as normal people. I don't think that's right. Isao, I think you are naive, but I also think that you are a good person. It is perhaps one of your better traits. Thanks. I suppose I can take that as a compliment. Tell me, are you free tonight? You trying to rizz me up? If you don't count homework, then I'm as free as the breeze. In that case, would you care to join myself and Hanako for tea? Oh, yeah. I don't really have that much money at the moment, so going out isn't really... Oh, I didn't mean going out. Just here this evening. You can access the classrooms in the evening here? No, that's not what I meant. Hanako and I often use my room for tea parties together. Please feel free to drop by after dusk. Sure. I see. No problem with that. What's your room number? 225. Room 25 on the second floor. Is a boy allowed to go to the girls' dorm? Okay, sure. Well then, I had best be off. I have class rep duties to attend to, after all. Alright, bye. Bye, Lily. Until this evening, Isao. Yeah? Catch you later. Hang on, was I just invited to a girl's room after hours? Is that even allowed? That's what I'm saying! If I get caught, it's GG's. They're kicking me out. There's the curfew here, but I've never heard any rules about visitors in the dorm rooms. Even still, this is enough to get my sleep-deprived brain jump-started. Damn. Add that to a lukewarm breakfast and you have one hell of a pick-me-up. Did Misha and Hanako talk? I grudgingly go to class, still a little excited at the prospect of breaking the rules. You bad boy. I feel a little like a kid trying to sneak out of this window at night. Well, maybe that's going a little too far. And when you compare an invitation to a party to 6 or so hours of lectures, I know which one wins. Misha and Suzune do little to relieve my boredom either. And once they seem determined to actually complete Mito's assignments. Nevertheless, the day eventually winds to a close. Did Hanako and Misha talk? I thought we were gonna see it. I ran back to my room to wash up on my hair. Thankfully, I don't run into Kenji. Amy combed your hair, trying to impress them. Before long, I am leaving the boys' dorm. GG's. I nervously rapped on the door marked 225, checking my watch once again. Is that you, Hisao? The door is open. You can come in. Lily's voice floats through the door and soothes my nerves. This is the first time I've been invited to a girl's room after dark. Even though I know there is no ulterior motive behind this invitation, it doesn't stop my mind running wild with possibilities. One guy, 2 girls, in the dorm room with a tea set? You have a dirty mind, Hisao. When I put it like that, it sounds a little dodgy. Giving a small sigh to steady myself, I gingerly put my hand on the handle and opened the door, craning my head to see inside. Whoa! The doors open completely and I catch my first glimpse of Lily's room. Her furniture looks almost antique, but the bare walls and flats... What is this music? To become one? We're gonna become one? No, what does that mean? The furniture looks almost antique, but the bare walls and flat surfaces are barely decorated at all. In the center of the room sits a low table, where I see a small tea set at rest. It seems that everything in this room has its place, possibly expecting the several piles of books stacked up against the wall. My sense of vision isn't the only one to be stimulated. The faint smell of something can be picked up in the air. Nail polish, perfume, makeup, it's hard to describe it in any other way other than girly. Don't put makeup in his eye, please. My eyes finish their quick sweep of the room before returning their positions onto the girls. What? Lily sits next to the small table wearing very dark blue pajamas. Dark blue pajamas with shorts that show off plenty of hair alluring her pale legs. What the you dirty doggy style? Opposite her, Hanako sits adorned in a conservative light pink gown. Her hands are firmly fixed between her legs, her shoulders forward, and her head down as if trying to hide herself in it. It will be easy for her to do. It looks about 2 sizes too big for her. Waves of flannel flow from her frame, making her look like a child playing dress up in her parents' clothes. She does look like a child here. She looks up to confirm my identity. The beginnings of a thin smile creep across her face before vanishing so fast that I can't be sure they were ever there. There's no point in you standing in the doorway, Hisao. Oh, I take a step into the room, closing the door behind me. My, I'm afraid this really is a small room for the 3 of us. Would you like to take a seat? I slowly walk to the table and sit down, trying my hardest not to disturb anything along the way. I also can't help but steal a quick glance into Lily's top as I sit. To be robbed of sight would be a most terrible fate. Well now, how about some tea? Hanako, could you please pour? Sure. Hisao would... Why is she so shy? Would you like? I would love some tea. Do you need a hand? No, I'm fine. Thank you. Lily finds it difficult to resist a smile at her companion's nervousness, something I can't really blame her for. Been a tiring day? Yeah. I relax in my place opposite of the cabinet. To my left is the blue-clad Lily, and to my right sits the pink Hanako. Tea! The tea set on the table looks cute as well as practical, painted red with a floral motif. That looks bougie. It looks odd when contrasted with Lily's plain but generally sophisticated-looking furniture, which leads me to think that Hanako might have picked it out. She couldn't really... Yeah, there's a slight ting when Hanako accidentally clips the teapot in the cup as she is pouring. She breathes in sharply. She must be really nervous, as it's not the kind of thing anyone would worry about. Hanako quivers at her mistake. It's okay, Hanako. There's no need to be nervous. Hanako seems to find some confidence in Lily's reassuring, soft-spoken words and deftly pours the next 2 cups. Here you are, Hisao. Lily. Hanako carefully places a cup and saucer in front of Lily and myself. I could get used to service like this. Damn, better than Yuko? Throwing shots at her. Thank you, Hanako. Yeah, thanks. You're welcome. Lily searches for a cup, and upon finding it, sips delicately. I do the same. This tea tastes somewhat better than the tea we usually have at school. This is nice. It's so different from any tea I had before. Looks like you picked the right one, Hanako. You've done well, even if it was a bold move. Hanako's smile returns redoubled. Even with her blighted face, her shy smile couldn't be called anything but cute. I'm glad you like it. Hanako, finally beginning to relax, sips from her cup. Think back to my chat with Misha the other day. Is Hanako's behavior something to be concerned about? Or is she just shy? Then there was Lily earlier this morning. The concern from both of them seemed to be genuine, and they know the situation better than I. But really, how could I possibly help? Just be friends with her, I think. I'm no plastic surgeon, so I can't really help her appearance, nor my psychologist could make her more sociable. So what the hell do Lily and Misha want me to do? It's frustrating. Hanako and I are quickly becoming friends on our own accord, and because of that, it's like everyone wants me to solve all of our problems. Yeah, and I have no idea how to do that. No one can cure my heart, or Lily's eyes, or anyone who is here in this school. However, I see no harm in becoming better friends with Hanako, and as she's warming up to me, I kind of enjoy hanging out with her. So, Hisao, are you enjoying yourself? These words break me out of my reverie, and take a second to reconsider where I am. I'm in a room with 2 girls in their bedclothes. This is something to be enjoyed. What do you mean by that? Yeah, it's relaxing. Almost like I'm not in the school anymore. Do you do this often? Quite often, but not as often as we take tea in the school building. Considering you do that nearly every day, it's not a big surprise. As I move to take another sip from my teacup, I find it sadly empty. Damn, you drank all of it! That was delicious. Thank you, Hanako. Lily. You're welcome. Yes, you're most welcome, Isao. It's nice to have a third person here. Well, anytime you need someone to fill that position, I'm always available. Always. One must be sure to get one's point across in these circumstances. Lily lets loose a yawn, which she unsuccessfully hides with her hand. Pardon me, I think I'm a little tired. I think we're all a little tired. My, how astute we are tonight, Hanako. We really should head to bed. We all have class tomorrow. Yeah, I should go. Thank you for your presence, Isao. Thanks. You'll come again? Yeah. Not even a whole army could stop me. I'm impressed by your determination, Isao. Either way, you're right. We'd best get going. I stand up and make for the door. Hanako gingerly stands up behind me. I stop and face her. Are you coming with me? Hanako instantly blossoms into full blush. No, not this room isn't. Alright, it's not her room. It's okay, I was only joking. Oh, okay. Good night. Good night, Hanako. Good night, Isao. Good night, all. With that, our tea party finishes. Still not sure what it is that Lily wants me to do for Hanako, but I don't want to let her down. Facts! You too, Misha. Not forgetting about you. I wait until the door has closed behind us before turning to Hanako. Hey, Hanako, you know you don't have to be nervous around me or anything. I mean, we're friends, right? Right, we're friends. If you ever want to hang out or anything, just let me know. So need to have the chess rematch, remember? Oh yeah. Sure. But I don't think you'll win. Huh? There's your confidence. Finally. It wouldn't be any fun if it was that easy. If it was easy. Hanako seems to give a muted laugh, but but he could have just as easily been exhaling. Aw, this is your first sign of confidence when we're talking about chess. Good night, Isao. With that, Hanako quickly retreats into her room, located next to Lily's. Their rooms are right next to each other. I start to walk back to my dorm. The simple act of walking seems to drain me of my energy. I barely make it to my room before I am hit by a wave of exhaustion. Kick off my shoes, fall into bed, and fall asleep by the time my head hits the pillow. And boom, I'm gonna leave it there for now. Hope y'all enjoyed this gameplay, because I enjoyed it. This was fun. I'm not gonna lie, this episode was fun. I get to hang out with Hanako a lot. Then I get to rekindle with Misha and Shizune. Then we had this tea party. Man, what a great 3 days, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I'm gonna leave there for now. If you made it this far, thank you. Hope you leave a like, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't. All I hope is to make your days a little bit better. Thank y'all. Love y'all and peace.
Thanks, Reyguini.